full range of motion and really experiencing the stretch. So in the playground today, and I have my 35-pound kettlebell, my 25-pound kettlebell, and some of my steel maces. I haven't focused on a lot of like chest pressing style work in a while, and today I thought it would be a good day to at least dedicate a portion of my workout to that kind of stuff. So that's what I'm starting with. It might be what a lot of the rest of the workouts about too, like chest presses, maybe some push-ups, stuff like that. In any case, starting off with single hand cannonball chest presses, and since it's only 35 pounds, I'm going to go for 20 reps. Yeah, like usually I'm able to do, like when I go to the gym, I'm able to do single arm dumbbell presses with up to 90 pounds for 10 reps. And so with the 35, it doesn't feel particularly taxing if I stop at 10 or something, so I'm going for like 20. Looks like this. So cannonball grip is when you're holding the kettlebell without the handle and instead holding around the spherical part. It adds an additional slight instability component, which forces you to contract the chest a lot more intentionally, improving the mind muscle contraction. I'm also doing a brief pause at the bottom to get a full stretch and not just bounce off. Just pretty much all these little things to increase the difficulty of the movement so that I'm still able to tax my chest without having access to heavy weights. Switching sides. I don't know is this side visible? It might be visible. Let's hope. Another thing I'm trying to do to maximize range of motion is to like have my elbow come off the side so that I can like fully go down, stretching the chest completely and all the muscle fibers in that area. Going through a full stretch helps with maintaining full range, or helps with having better range of motion. So a lot of people, especially when they do chest presses, seem to stop at 90 degrees, which again, there's nothing wrong with going to 90 degrees or any limited range of motion, but if that's all you're doing, your body doesn't get stronger in the deeper ranges of motion, which results in your body becoming tighter. tighter in the sense like the range of motion becomes limited. Need to adjust a little bit. I'm not as strong with it on my right side as I am on the left side. So just taking a brief pause. In any case, what I was trying to say was, if you don't train your chest enough in the deep ranges of motion, then you end up losing mobility there and also become more injury prone if your body ever ends up in that position. Alright, let's keep going. Supersetting that with single arm cable rows. So while doing the rows, I'm keeping one ankle on the opposite knee so that it stretches out the side glute / piriformis. I'm going to look away from the cable in the stretched position and turn into it as I row. I'm also rotating my wrists as I row, and all of these cues seem to help with getting a deeper stretch out of the lats while performing the movement. Going for 15 of these. All these little things of taking your body through the full stretch really helps with just feeling less stiff in day-to-day life. And instead of always focusing on adding more weight, it is good to take time and focus on these little intricacies that help with range of motion. So yeah, I'm going to do this for 4 sets and then on to something else. I have my steel maces and stuff with me, so I'll probably play around with that later on, but I wanted to make sure that I get some focused chest work in, since it's something that I haven't been paying attention to at least for a few weeks now, I don't think. So yeah, this is what I'm doing for now. For the next set of exercises, sticking with chest and back, but also going to throw in a little bit of steel mace. So for the chest exercise, doing single arm cable chest presses. So stepping ahead and having sort of a staggered stance and This will be more visible when I do it with the other arm uh, in a bit, but having the cable kind of pull my shoulder all the way back so that I can get a full stretch of the chest. And unlike a fly movement where the arm's outstretched, I'm keeping my elbow bent. Similar to the previous movement, going for 20 reps. Since the weight's not heavy enough to where I feel super taxed at 10 reps. When I'm doing the chest presses, there's like certain things that I visualize in my head. So one of the things I visualize is, if you ever see an anatomy chart, the way the muscle fibers are, I guess, arranged in the chest are like striated, like I guess horizontally. And I just picture, and if you look at someone with a really shredded chest, you can see those striations or lines through the skin. And in my mind, when I'm doing like chest presses or flies or anything like that, mentally I'm kind of visualizing those fibers stretching at the stretched position. So like right here, just kind of visualizing it all stretching, just in the direction in which it's running through my chest. And then it's shortening and contracting as I press. I feel like having visualizations like that help develop a good mind-muscle connection. And having good mind-muscle contraction helps recruit the muscle fibers more effectively, in my opinion. Then supersetting, or the second exercise in the set, is single arm kettlebell rows. So I'm going for 10 each side. And I'm like rotating my palms outward. Just notice how the lat, I don't know if it's obvious, but notice how the lat just stretches a little bit more just from doing that. And so when I row, I like to do that. Like, I like that to be the ending position more often than not. And for the final movement of the set, I'm going to do single arm 360s. Going for 12. I may have done one extra, but I could be wrong. So yeah, that's the second set of exercises. That was my third set. I'm going to do one more and then on to the next thing. So moving into some flies. Going to do single arm chest flies because I don't have a secondary or second handle. It's just a one weight fly system or one weight cable system. Getting on my knees. So the difference between a press and a fly essentially is the starting position. So when I'm starting with the fly, I'm starting here, and with the press, it's here. So it's still a bent elbow, but you're kind of keeping the weight away from you. Going to feel the stretch, like I said before, like I'm visualizing all the fibers kind of stretch. Going for 10 to 12. Full range of motion. And really experiencing the stretch. Switching sides. Doing little things like looking up or looking to the side or even looking in the direction of the weight make slight differences to how the stretch and contraction feel on the pecs. That's why you'll notice me do stuff like this all the time in the middle of a set sometimes, just to experience all of that. And doing all those little things help me experience if imbalances exist or not, and how much one side of the body feels different from the other. Then for the next move in the superset or in the tri-set, doing kettlebell halos. I've been doing them with my 25-pound kettlebell, but using the 35-pound this time. Feel this a lot in my back, serratus, and upper abs. And the biceps too. Going for 8. Switching sides. And then with my 25-pound mace, I'm going to do 12 360s on either side. When I first got the 25-pound mace, it was super heavy for me, and I could barely do 10 360s without getting too tired. Now it feels like I've gotten quite a bit stronger, and I feel really confident, and the movement is flowing really well. This kind of goes to show with a lot of things. You just need to start it, and stick to it, and dedicate some time to it regularly. I feel like I almost certainly miscounted there, but it is what it is. That was my third set. Going to do one more. Probably going to do some abs or something after this. Probably. Let's see. So going to do one ab exercise before I move into steel mace freestyle instead of kettlebell freestyle. So this is what I'm doing for abs. So with steel mace and the kettlebell halos, I get some upper abs, and so decided to do a lower ab dominant movement. So going to kick one leg out, then both legs, then one leg, then both legs, and that's 1 rep. And I'm going to do that 10 times. I find this to be a really good movement to target the lower abs and hip flexors. I also notice a significant difference when I incorporate movements that directly target the lower abs and hip flexors regularly versus when I don't. So like, let's say I go through a period where I don't do as much focused ab work, especially movements that target the lower abs and hip flexors. I feel like my lower belly sticks out a little bit more. I also think hip flexor stretching, so stuff like ATG split squats, and even adductor and abductor mobility exercises seem to help with how the lower abdominal area appears. And as you get better at those movements, it seems to help with the aesthetics of that area too. I lost count, so I'm just gonna go to failure. Alright. So yeah, that was my third set. Now going to go into some steel mace freestyle. Alright, on to some steel mace freestyle. I'm going to, I guess, go with the 25-pound first. Go till I feel exhausted, and then do with the 15-pound. Just pick whatever exercises come to mind and feel right in the moment. Yeah. A couple of videos ago, I did a thing where I just did whatever steel mace exercise came to mind, and that ended up with like 52 exercises. So, pretty much, like, just go with the flow. And like for example, if you're trying to put together, what I'm trying to say is, if you're trying to put together a freestyle or something, and you don't know what to do or what to come, or what like exercises even go together, you could watch that video, get some ideas as to what exercises or what ways the mace can be used, I guess. And then if you kind of like string it all together, I guess you have a flow. But yeah, that's enough talking. Let's just do this thing. There were moments in there that was a little sloppy, but I think overall I did okay. Alright, I should be smoother with the 15-pound. Oh well, wanted to try something a little bit more creative there. In any case, I think that'll be it for today's video. A little fun to end off. Yeah, see you all tomorrow.